So all three of the US markets today closed in positive territory. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 19 points, the S&P up 17 points, and the Nasdaq up close to 60 points. On the daily, this looks very good. As you can see, the Nasdaq had a very nice bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. The Dow Jones Industrial Average had a little bit of an inside day, a little bit of a hangman candlestick pattern, indicating, of course, buying pressure with that lower wick. And the S&P, of course, just moving higher based off the highs established in Friday last week. Now, again, the markets look quite interesting, a little bit enticing to the bullish side. However, we still have a lot of overhead resistance to overcome before we can get carried away, at least moving into bullish trades, or at least getting involved in the upside of the market. Again, we've got some interesting pivot points which need to be tested first. We need to see the reaction taking place at these resistance levels before, again, we can be at least have a significant degree of confidence in at least trading on the bullish side. Now, again, Dow Jones Industrial Average has bounced off that primary trend line. We still have this overhead resistance level around 16,500, which we need to contend with. We're down here at 16,400, another 100 points on the upside on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We will then run into these old resistance levels, which have acted as resistance for the better part of 2014. We are going to test these from the bottom. Expect the market, at least short term, to find some selling pressure about 100 points from where the Dow Jones is trading at the moment. The S&P again is moving back to that incredibly important pivot point. You can see which we've made the low in August 2014. We are simply coming back to retest that as at the current juncture. And the Nasdaq, again, look at this overhead resistance from March 2014. All of the support which held during July and August 2014. Again, we are making what appears to be a little bit of a V bottom coming up to touch that resistance. A lot of sentiment, a lot of future directional price movement is going to be contested, is going to be influenced, is going to be directed all around this very significant pivot point, or the pivot points which I've just walked through on the three US markets. A lot of people are getting carried away on the bullish side. Yes, that could eventually hold true, but again, we've got so much overhead resistance to contend with. The 100 and the 200 is still above price. We have all three of the exponential moving averages aligning to a downtrend. You can see the 50, the 20, and the 10 still hasn't even influenced and impacted current price. We've also made a lower low relative to the low in August, and we are setting up some incredible bearish divergence on the daily and also on the weekly, which is starting to play out. Simply because we've had two upside days, or struggling to get two upside days on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, is by all means not a genuine buy signal. Please do not get carried away with all of the media, with all of the social media attempts to say, look, this is the perfect opportunity to be buying the market. No, it is not. We need more time. We need more selling pressure. We need more buying pressure. We need more structure to work with before we can get some very nice high reward, low risk trades, arbitrary momentum movements across all three of the US indices. Again, that is reflected amongst our top 12 individual trade lists. It's very hard to find a decent trade setup, at least short term, when we go through our top 12 individual trade lists. You can see Amazon has done nothing. No net movement. The same with Baidu. No net movement. Caterpillar. No net movement. Disney did have a pretty decent bullish day, but again, no sufficient trade setup to warrant any buying price or any buying activity. Netflix, bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, no real net movement. Facebook had a gap. It's still moving higher, moving into earnings. Look at this Google movement. Yes, it is a bullish piercing pattern, up $9, but have a look at this engulfing pattern based off earnings on Friday last week. Halliburton has reported earnings. It is up a little bit pre-market. The same with Apple. Apple is up about 3.5% as at this recording, after its estimates beat the consensus 12 cents per share estimate. Alright, so please wait for the trading session to, of course, play out on Tuesday before we start looking at earnings trades which may present themselves moving forward. Twitter, no real net movement. Tesla, nothing at all to report about. Starbucks is moving higher, moving into earnings. So ladies and gentlemen, it does look like the potential for a buying bounce. I do expect this market to shake out a few more buyers and sellers. Just be patient. Wait on the sidelines. Wait for the opportunity to present itself. Then start scaling into positions. I will keep you updated as this market moves, but please take my cautionary words for what they are worth. A lot of people are going to be surprised later on in the week with what this market does. All the best, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Monday afternoon market recap. I wish you all very well for the rest of the week. Goodbye.